I'm a sociologist by training, but that doesn't mean that I look at everything only from the sociological point of view. I think death is two things at once. Death is a problem and death is a mystery. I once was talking to a convention of doctors and I brought up the question of death. Death as a problem. For every doctor, his patient's death is a problem. Okay, what happened, what disease caused the death or could cause the death, how can we prevent it? They basically look at their patient as a machine, and if you look at a person as a machine, death becomes a problem. And what do you do with a problem? We just solve it. But I told the doctors, imagine that you discover that you are sick unto death, that you have a disease that will inevitably kill you in a few months. Now, if you think about your own death, it stops being a problem. It becomes a mystery. Your own death is a mystery to you, but your patient's death to you is a problem. In other words, you can look at death objectively, which is what science does, and when you look at death objectively, it becomes a problem. But only a poet, only a theologian, only a philosopher, only a deep thinker, only a mystic, to put it most exhaustively, only a mystic can look at death as a mystery. And a problem that is given to you, you solve it. It's a puzzle. You undo it and you put it back together and say, oh, this is the solution. But when you are given a mystery, what do you do with it? If you don't want to be naive and reduce it to a problem, if you want to respect it as a mystery, you don't solve it because it's unresolvable. What do you do? As a mystic put it, you marinate in it. You just live in the magnificence of it. You read poetry about it. You can't undo it scientifically. Now you can combine various poets, you can combine various mystics, you can combine various philosophies, various cultures, ways of dealing with it, but it is not something that you can ever resolve. You are best advised to live in its presence and allow that mystery to give your life meaning. Rather than trying to avoid it or run away from it or compartmentalize it or pretend it doesn't exist, just live in its presence and allow it to modify your life, especially with the question of death that is our inevitable fate. So actually, I study funerary processes insofar as I deal with death objectively as a problem. But when it comes to my own death, I try to marinate in its reality and I try to come at it on an angle of refraction, using art, using mysticism, and using other ways of contemplating it, not directly, but in the mirror of other ways that our brain and our mind allows us to contemplate something that we identify as a mystery.